Hey guys, Brian, if you've seen Palamedes, doing a deck profile on an oldie but a goodie. I got this from a friend and I had it and I traded it and I got it back, and everyone's seen this deck, but I just wanted to do a profile just because in a world of limit breaks, I find this deck to be still competitive because it cares nothing about limit breaks. So let's just do a little old school. Let's bring it back to the OG here on a MLB Majesty Lord Blaster deck. We're going to start with the starter here, who is Wingal Brave. His effect is, when this attack hits, when it boosts a card with Blaster in its name, and pays the cost, which is of course putting this to the soul, and then I get to search my deck for one card named Blaster, which is, to me, still so amazing, even in this meta. There's very few cards that are able to do something like this. It's so powerful. It's not just a grade 3 search. It's not just a top 5, not a top 3. It's just search your deck when you have a Blaster. Very, very powerful card, and it's 5k, and it's always pressure, especially late game, and we'll show you how this works even late game here. So let's move on to grade 3s. Of course, we're going to run the main boss of the deck, which is Majesty Lord Blaster here. Majesty Lord Blaster's effect, if you have Blaster Blade and a card named Blaster Darkened Soul, this gets a constant plus 2k and crit at all times. So it will always be a 12k, which, again, in a world of cross-ridden decks, even though this is 12k, it's still 1k above 11, which is still pretty dangerous and pretty deadly against decks. The other effect it has is, when this unit attacks, I can take a card named Blaster Blade and a card named Blaster Dark from rearguard. And when I attack, if I pay the cost, this gets an extra 10k until the end of the battle. So this allows you to get the first effect, which is plus 2 in a crit, and it allows you to be a 10k. So if you do that, it's a 22k 2 crit for that turn attack, which is stupid powerful. So really good card, and even good in this meta. It's not a limit break, it just happens. You don't have to be limit break 4, it just happens because of inherent abilities, which is a reason I like this deck a lot still to this day. The other grade 3s we're going to run are going to be 2 Solitary Knight, Gancelot. His first effect, which I don't really ever use, if I have a card named Blaster Blade in the soul, I counterblast 2, and this gets plus 5,000 on a crit, so it's a 14k attacker 2 crit. This is not what I use. I would like to not ride this because it's a 9k base. Its other effect is I can put this on the top of my deck if I reveal it, and I can search for up to one card named Blaster Blade, show it to my opponent, and I get to put it in my hand. So this is like a good deck thinner. I mean, it's if you see this card, since you can't run multiple Blaster Blades, this is almost like we're running 6 Blaster Blades. You reveal it, put it on top, and then after you get your Blaster Blades, shuffle at the end of turn. So it's a really good card to use for its effect. We're going to run 3 Palamedes here, and Palamedes effect, if I attack and I have the number of grade 3s on my field, whether the rear guard or not is 2 or more, this gets plus 3. So, if I've got MLB here, I have this on rear guard, it's always going to be a 13k attacker. Hits cross rides, and as we'll show you later, with our other attackers, can hit for more magic numbers. So let's move on here to the grade 2s. We're going to run 1, 2, 3 of our Knight of Loyalty. He is our 12k attacker if we have a Blaster as our Vanguard, which again, most of the time we are, unless we ride Gans, and then we're sad, very, very sad. Grade 2, 12k attacker, what can I say? Good stuff, good to have. The other grade 2 that we have that I'm only running 1 of, some people run more, I only run 1, is Star called Trumpeter. The card's effect is, when this unit is placed on Vanguard or rearguard, which is great, I can counterblast 2, and if I have a Royal Paladin Vanguard, which it counts itself, I can pay the cost, and if I do, I can search my deck for up to 1 card with Blaster that's a grade 2 or less. So again, this helps you get to your Blaster Blades, this helps you get to your Blaster Darks, since it doesn't have to be a Blaster Blade. Then the other grade 2s, we're going to 1, 2, 3 Blaster Darks. Now this is always up for debate. Some people run 2, some people run 4, some people will run 1. As I've been playing through this, I find 3 to be a happy medium. It's enough to hopefully get in your hand, not too much to where it clogs it up, because you don't want this just sitting on rear guard. If it's not in soul, it becomes kind of useless. So I run 3 because I really believe that I'd like to get to it, but I don't want to clog my hand with it in game. So 3 Blaster Dart. He has really no effect here. His only effect other than just using it for Majesty Lord Blaster is if he's placed on Vanguard. I can counterblast 2, and I get to retire one of my opponent's rear guards. So that's a nice effect if I write it on the Vanguard circle. Now the other main grade 2 is Blaster Blade. Woo! Blaster Blade. 2 of the trial deck and 2 of the art from the packs. Blaster Blade's effect is when I put this unit on Vanguard, I can pay the cost, choose one of my opponent's rear guards and retire it. Then on rear guard, I can pay the cost, and I can choose a grade 2 or less. So he's a little more flexible. He can be used not only on Vanguard, but on rear guard as well. And he's Blaster Blade. Blaster Blade OP. He works for the rest of the deck, and he's a 9k attacker. So run 4. He's good. Moving on to grade 1s. We are going to run, of course, 1, 2, 3, and if I can find the other one, 4 perfect guards. Because, big numbers, big crits. You don't want to get in the face. You want to hit them with big numbers and big crits. You don't want them to hit with big numbers and big crits. So, 4 perfect guards, 2 of the old, 2 of the new. Again, spicing things up a bit. Gotta keep things spiced up. Then I'm gonna run 1, 2, 3, 4k. 10k attack if you have a blaster on your Vanguard. Still really good. It's why we keep making 10k attackers for special decks with subclans. They're just really good to have, and it's a 7k booster, so behind our 9ks, we're no longer using Blaster Darks or Blaster Blades. Hit for 16k. Really, really good card to have. Then for the other grade 1s, we're going to run 3 Little Sage Marron. Little Sage Marron is great just because it's a good first turn ride. And then, of course, behind Palamedes, we're going to be hitting for magic 21k numbers on rear guard. Not just Vanguard, but rear guard as well. So that helps us set up those kind of columns, which we really, really desperately need in this meta. The other 3 we run are 3 Toypugal. If this is boosting, when it boosts, if the number of grade 3 Royal Paladin Vanguards or rear guard you have is 2 or more, this unit gets +3. So this works amazingly with Palamedes, because what you want is a row like this, and then you want to have MLB here. So what you can do is you have a 21k row here, you have a 21k row because this is 12k, plus the 9. So these rows here, 21, 2 crit, 21. Very, very deadly. Very deadly to have, and stupid scary. So most of the time you're going to want Toypugal on behind your Vanguard, behind your MLB, but of course it can be behind your Palamedes and hit for 22. So very, very good there. Now moving on to triggers, I personally run 1, 2, 3, 4 heal, because 4 heal OP. Gotta heal, wanna heal, got to. Then we'll run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 draw. I should need to get another one of these. This is the special draw. Put it into soul, choose one of your unit Royal Paladins, get +3 till the end of turn. This card is so good, like if you're just starting up and you want to get Wingal Brave's effect off, you know, if it's behind Blaster Blade, you know, right there, that's only 14k, but you can pump it up to 17, so it's going to hit 16, or 17, so you can hit your 11k Vanguards if you're stuck, and they've got a guard for more now, so it's really funny if you can do that. That's what I really like about that. And then I'm running exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This deck generates crits all the time, and I, you know, a school of thought is, well, you want crits to put on rear guards to hurt them. I find that I minus myself a lot with this deck, especially with MLB. You know, if I've got MLB on the field here, and I put in my Blaster Dark and my Blaster Blade, man, you know, I have these 2 on the field, and I suck them up into soul to give that effect, either +10k boost, or so I can be my cross-ridden sexy 12k self. That's 2 cards I've lost. And I found when playing this deck, if I go more crit heavy, I just don't have hand. I don't have hand, I can't get to the cards I need to, and these draws help me get to this goal, which you can have all the crits in the world, but if this deck does not get this, you're dead. I mean, you are just dead in the water, and you have to have this, because this is what makes this deck still so deadly, even in this current meta, because you don't care anything about limit break. You could care less. You can early guard all you want. So I do feel more draws are appropriate. So anyway, that's an oldie but a goodie. Majesty Lord Blaster. I still find it to be a competitive deck. We've got actually 2 people in our current Vanguard group that still play this deck and still do very well with it because it goes against the meta. It says, I don't care about limit break 4. I don't care about any kind of special effects. As long as I get 2 cards in my soul, I get this effect the entire game. Don't even have to be a limit break. So, very good deck. Of course, subscribe, comment. What are your Majesty Lord Blaster decks like? What would you do differently? What are your techs? Because I know this is such an old deck that people have got a lot of ingrained personal opinions about it. So, let us know. Post in the comment section. Thanks, guys.